19 matches into the season and we're effectively 17 points behind Arsenal. Could anybody have seen that coming at the start of the season? I certainly couldn't. And I'm beginning to worry. I have a feeling there's something radically wrong in the state of Tottenham at the moment, and it's not just the ownership. We have now played 19 matches in the Premiership, although we're still fifth, although we're under severe pressure now, the likes of Brentford and Brighton below us. But how we're fifth the way we're playing? We haven't played 90 minutes properly for one match the entire season. And I can see this being a very difficult week for Spurs, with Man City coming up on Thursday and Fulham again at the weekend. Can you honestly see us getting any points out of those matches the way those other teams have played, especially Man City? Man City have been playing very poorly at the minute, so you just know they're going to bounce back, and no doubt it'll be against us on Thursday. There's a few players that I need to single out for mention, and not favourable mention either, I'm afraid. I'm afraid Hugo Lloris has had his day at Tottenham. 2 home games running now, he's cost us the first goal, which effectively cost us the match. And he is just not up to the job at the moment. I don't know what happened in the World Cup, but he hasn't been the same since he came back. He was great in the World Cup, but he couldn't catch a cold for Tottenham, and we're the ones that pay his wages. Heung-min Son, I'm afraid, Sonny, the romance is over. I'm afraid we need to sell him. He's lost his mojo. Whether this talk of going to other clubs has affected him or what, there's something not quite right in Son's land at the moment. And he's a shadow of the player he was last May. And to be honest, I advocated playing an extra man in midfield today and leaving Son out. And I think I've been proved right. If we'd had Basuma or someone else in the midfield, we wouldn't have been swamped. You can't play a team like Arsenal with only 2 midfielders in it when they have 3. They're going to walk all over you, which they did. So, you know, which brings me on to the team selection. Much as I love Antonio Conte, and this is going to be quite a controversial comment, I think it's time for him to go. If he can't get his tactics over to the players he's got, I know some of the players aren't great, they need replacing, but we have enough good players in that squad to be able to convert his tactics into at least 90 minutes of decent football. Haven't been able to do it. Whether he's trying to get sacked and get another big payoff, I do not know. He's very stubborn. He doesn't even want to make substitutions when we all crying out for them. And like today was another case in point. I mean, okay, I can see why he left Perisic off at the start of the match. But, I mean, Ryan Sessegnon didn't exactly cover himself in glory. Nobody did, really. Okay, I know we forced a few good saves out of the goalkeeper in the second half, you know. But we were chasing the game at that stage. And it's okay chasing the game against the likes of Brentford or Villa or someone like that. You're not going to chase a game against Arsenal and get away with it, you know. I mean, and it sickens me to see them lording it over us at our ground. They should have been going home with a tail between their legs like they have done for the last 7 or 8 years. But no, they've now got the bragging rights for the rest of the season. And I'll tell you one thing, unless we pick up soon and buy some players and get rid of some of that deadwood, we are going to be lucky to finish in the top 10 this season, which is an absolute disgrace. So, Levy, get your checkbook out. Conte, whatever you're not doing right, start doing it right. Because we can't put up with this anymore. We could be sitting here next Sunday with 6 more points disappeared and we'll probably be back in 8th or 9th place in the league. That is not Tottenham's position. We're top 4. But at the moment, getting top 4 is like winning the lottery. It's just not going to happen. So come on, you Spurs. Get your finger out and show some empathy for the fans who support you through thick and thin and have to endure the jibes of the Arsenal fans now for the next 2 or 3 months over that abject performance today when they walked all over us. Come on, you Spurs.